This is Charlie Parsons for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate. And
can I just, before you start,
oh, no.
Because, I mean, I don't know if Frank goes on Instagram. Probably doubt he follows you because he's not going to waste his time. This bloke lost the plot. Private jets, 21st birthday party out in Abu Dhabi, flying on a private jet with Ryan Garcia. I mean, so...
You should be at school.
The arrogance has gone off the chart. It's a shame. Because he started well, didn't
imagine, yeah. Where's that school cap?
Yeah.
I know, yeah, that needs to come back. We've made a return. I can't believe the two of you are stood here together, especially now the 5v5 the week is finally here. I suppose just firstly, does it feel a bit surreal? We've done all the build-up now, and I suppose it's actually starting to come into fruition.
No, it's not surreal. I think we spent quite a bit of time together, flying out here and doing these interviews together. It's good fun. It's good fun at the moment. I've got to tell you something. On Saturday night, it won't be. Gloves will be on in the ring, and gloves will be off outside the ring.
I reckon it's going to be like, he's holding Rev, shut up, you over there. You know, like, it's just, I mean, I can't wait to see.
Just be the dressing room.
I haven't seen the fighters yet. I mean, we're here, you know, I can't wait to see them because a lot of them I'm so excited for, personally. You know, Ray, Ammo, Craig, and obviously bigger things for Deontay and Philip as well. But just to provide them with this opportunity and to see them out here, you know, business class and getting picked up from the airport and a big suite, they've all got it on their Instagram. You know, this is the life, and this is what they're fighting for on Saturday night.
Well, the losers are not going to get that life, so they've got to win. So this is what makes it competitive. They all know what an important platform they're on. They all know they've got to do their best, and they all know that if they come through, they're going to go on to stage 2, which will be even bigger fights and better fights. But it's going to be tough. This is not going to be easy for any of them. They're all good fighters. They're all competitive fights, 50-50, maybe a couple of them are 60-40, but they're really good competitive fights.
Just how different is
Also, imagine having an outlet with only one mic.
We've got two.
Yeah, but it's just...
But then...
Yeah,
two.
it's a bit cheap, isn't it?
It is.
I just wanted, do you know what it was? I think Edward needed a bit of humbling. I thought he could be the mic holder.
You should maybe fly economy and buy a mic.
I do fly economy.
What a great point. What a great point. Or have a standard room instead of a suite and get another mic.
I don't... fair enough, okay. I'll have that conversation with the higher up. Just how much has the dynamic of the sport changed? We've seen, I suppose, so much in just 12 months. We were in Cancun when Fury and Ngannou happened, and we sort of watched a spectacle that was absolutely everyone in Riyadh and how it was unfolding. That wasn't even a year ago. Things are changing quickly.
Well, yeah, firstly, the dynamic of the sport, but let's talk about the concept of this event. There's never been a team concept before. I mean, everyone's talking about Matchroom v Queensberry and us coming together. No one's actually looking back and saying, actually, this concept really works. Like, it's such a different kind of narrative as well. It's something that actually can be taken into other promotional companies and other markets. They're not going to do it like us. But at the same point, it's an amazing concept that throughout the night, you're going to have graphics, you know, Matchroom, Queensberry, 3 points, 1 point, whatever it's going to be. And then going into the last fight, everything's going to be to play for. Whatever happens, this will go down to Wow DAZN, in my opinion. And now we talk about the landscape, just incredible, because now we're all building cards together, right? Frank, me, Spencer, and it's like, Fury Usyk, I had 2 fighters on the card. I mean, I wouldn't even be allowed in. Normally, right? AJ headlines, he's got 3 or 4 fights on the card. And we're not even looking at it necessarily just for we're looking at it as the sport, the event, the fights, the card. And you just see it. And it's really, I feel like it's invigorating boxing around the world. Not just in Saudi Arabia, but we saw it last week in Leeds. You know, you're seeing it in America. Boxing's in a tremendous place.
I've just heard the big man there say that they're already planning Hamza Shiraz's next fight. Let's go straight into that one then. He fights Ammo Williams. A tough test, but obviously that man's your captain. A little bit too eager, perhaps, like Eddie may think?
Not at all. All we're looking at is that fight. I'm not worried about the future. That's an important fight for Hamza. He's in a good place at the moment. We've made him our team captain, and that's for a reason. He's a fabulous advert for boxing. He's a really intelligent, smart young man, and he can fight. That's the most important thing. He can really fight, and he's in with a guy who also can fight. I think it's going to be very competitive while it lasts, because I think most of these fights are not going the distance, and I think it'll be competitive while it lasts.
Do you think you get the 4 points in that one?
That's why he's captain.
Yeah.
That's why we made him captain.
That's a big moment, that fight, because if he gets the 4 points, we're going to be well behind, whatever happens, right? So it's going to come down to Wilder. But if Ammo can do the business, beat the captain, and lose their chance to make double points, we're in a brilliant position. That's a brilliant fight. By the way, they're all brilliant fights.
What's really cool about it is when I spoke to Ammo yesterday, he was sort of really relishing that part of, like, I think some of them obviously they just care for themselves, whereas Ammo's someone who's really on board this whole team match.
Yeah, I mean, look, Hergovic said to us yesterday, I'm going to win this for you guys, right? He's been with us, I don't know, 5 or 6 fights. Deontay Wilder, this is well, we'll see what happens in the future, but maybe a one-night only thing. But people like Ray and Ammo and Craig, who have been with us since their professional debut, it means a lot to them, and they want to deliver. And by the way, when they say things like that, we're softies really. When they say, we want to win for you, we want to win for Queensbury, like, I mean, that makes me feel very proud. And when they go in that ring, I'm going to be proud of them, and the heart's going to be.
You're in there with them. You're in there with them. I mean, you're invested in them. I don't mean invested financially. You're invested in their career. You want to see it come through. And these are going to be cracking fights. Every one of them are competitive fights. This is a fabulous concept, and we're competitive people, very competitive people, come from competitive backgrounds, competitive businesses, whatever way you want to look at it. And I just think on Saturday night you're going to see something extra special in boxing.
A lot of people surprised by Eddie's choice to captain Wilder, given his last performance. Zhang a lot more competitive, but I suppose there is that extra edge, the captain, the fact that that's the new main event now. You backing your man Zhang? I suppose you would.
Yeah, that's why we picked him. I mean, we picked him as our heavyweight, and it's a cracking fight. But as we were talking earlier, Eddie and I just doing an interview over there, and I felt that this fight's going to be a lot about Wilder, because Wilder didn't, Deontay didn't look good at all last time out, and if he comes in like he did last time, he's going to get beat. So we're going to see what he's got left, and at the end of the day, the loser of this fight is going to have a big problem trying to get back into the game again.
Might be it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They've said they're both fighting for their career in that.
Yeah, but that's again why it's so fascinating. I mean, take away the points, take away the team.
The whole thing is,
they're fighting for their careers.
As we finish, I just wanted to go for a couple of ones. Now you guys know each other, the dynamic's different. So Eddie and Frank, I'm going to ask you both this question. 3 things that you admire about one another.
Well, I'll go first, shall I? 3 things. So firstly is his passion for boxing. I mean, he sent me a clip of a fight the other day, because we were talking about it at dinner. Was it Ron Lyle against Larry Holmes?
Are you lot WhatsApping now?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And so that's the first thing, is the passion for boxing, which, Secondly is his resilience, because anyone that stands that test of time in this beautiful but horrible sport full of aggravation, that they've got it in them, and it's not for everybody, by the way. And thirdly, I'd say that he's you notice that he's a strong family man. Got a lot of similarities, in terms of that within the families as well. I think old school people like my old man, his old man, grandkids, and you see that they light up when they talk about their grandkids and stuff like that. So probably not as different than we first thought, really, when it all comes down to it.
Frank?
Sorry. So what are my 3 things? Well, first of all, is resilience. He's got great resilience. He came into the sport, and he had a tough act to follow. His dad. It's very difficult to do that, and he's well and truly come out of that shadow. He's a real boxing man. He loves his sport. He's a hard-working guy. He knows much more about boxing, more knowledgeable about boxing than I thought, having spoken with him, which is a credit to him. And he's got a great sense of humour. Family man as well, but a great sense of humour, which I like to think I've got, and that gets you through all this. The one downside is I've found he snores a lot. He keeps me awake at night.
Right. It's only when I'm up first class. I suppose the only downside is I don't really have a club, but I am. If you ask me, it's Spurs.
That. Yeah, but it's
so,
not. Yeah, but he's proper Arsenal.
Where's the garlic? Where's the garlic?
Right. Finally, when you didn't like each other so much, what were the sort of things that really irritated you about one another before you knew each other properly?
It wasn't really that anything irritated me. It was just more like, I said to him earlier, you know, when I was coming up, it was relentless. It was like, you know, and we were aggressive trying to sign fighters. Next thing I get a legal letter. Then it's like, he's brilliant at grinding you down, right? And I think, you know, I've actually found out that it wasn't a nasty side. He actually does it because he thinks it's quite amusing, right? And he's just trying to break me. And then you watch an interview and it's you lot. By the way, some of the clickbait you lot come out with. I mean, I saw a thing yesterday. It was like Eddie Hearn slams Ryan Garcia after B sample. I never slammed him at all. Like it's you that is, and that's a liberty. You. But this is one of the problems. So sometimes we just see a clip or a headline, you know. So the thing what I learned coming through was he just won't leave you alone. He won't. There won't be a day or a week where it's not like, and it deflates you, and you got to somehow get through it. Luckily, he did the same thing when he came into boxing. No one wanted him in, you know, and that's part of the fun actually, and we're doing the same in America.
And Frank?
What, at the time?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose because he was breathing.
That's my title. Happy days. I still can't believe we're here. We look forward to the 5v5.
And the great news is we're both still breathing for now. I said in that interview, if I go over on Saturday night, it'll all been a good call.
So, man, thank you both of you.